Hello ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining again today. We've got another prop video for you. Well ladies and gentlemen, I am pretty excited about today's modding video because I got my hands on a 1989 Real Ghostbusters Kenner Ghost Trap. I used to run around my neighborhood with one of these things on and a proton pack shooting and trapping my neighbors, so this thing right here is a big part of my childhood. So what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be taking this blue cartoonish Real Ghostbusters Ghost Trap and we're going to be painting it and weathering it to look a little bit more realistic. So, without further ado, voila! Now you get to watch this process happen. Okay, so the first thing that we're doing here is we're disassembling the trap so that we can take all of the pieces outside and paint them. First up is a layer of gray primer. Next up, we'll be using flat black. Now we're moving on to metallic silver. For the pedal, which is rubber, I will be using Plastidip, which is a rubberized spray that can be painted as soon as it's cured. Now it's time to drill some holes for the switch, wiring, and LEDs. All fingers out of the way!
ain't afraid of no ghosts. I ain't afraid of no ghosts. Don't get caught alone, oh no. Ghostbusters! When it comes through your door, unless you just want some more, I think you better call Ghostbusters! Oh, who you gonna call? Who you gonna call?
I actually already had this little knob laying around, so I decided to install it where there would be a knob on the film-accurate trap. Greebles like this are very important in enhancing the image of a prop of this nature.
Louder! Who you gonna call?
There we go.
Who can you call?
I'll be setting these LEDs in place with some hot glue. It's officially time to move on to soldering. I'm going to go ahead and reassemble the trap now. Now it's time to work on the trap doors. Rather than remasking and painting with yellow paint, I decided to use yellow electrical tape instead. We'll be replacing the plastic piece that comes originally on the side of the trap with a correct film-accurate resistor. Now we're going to go ahead and we're going to insert a string of purple fairy lights into the trap box. I had a spare surface mount board that was just the right size for this, so I decided to stick it on the front of the trap. I've sped up the painstakingly long process of feeding the yellow cord that goes from the trap to the pedal into a length of 1/4 split loop, but it legit took like 5 minutes. Now I'm using a soldering iron with a specialized tip to make holes so that I can mount extra greebles. Now, because there is a large transparent 8-pin relay on the right side of the trap pedals from the films, I decided it prudent to install a smaller relay on the toy trap pedal as well to maintain the film-like feel. In addition to that, I'm also going to be installing a coin cell battery holder as well as a single LED. This also keeps in tradition with the look of the film pedals. Boy, I am like a kid on Christmas right now. Okay, so now we're going to get into cutting out and pasting down some labels. As gorgeous as this trap is looking nice and clean, it's time to dirty it up. That being said, we are going to start with a wash of flat black. The idea is then to dab or wipe the paint off before it fully has a chance to dry. All right, here we go. As you can see, what this does is leave behind bits and pieces of paint which appear as grime. Now I'm using that same flat black to dry brush onto the labels. Next, I'll be using a wash of burnt sienna. Followed by a wash of yellow oxide. We're going to be taking some red electrical tape and wrapping it on both ends where the hose meets the trap and the pedal. Now, on to my favorite stage of projects like these, detail paint and weathering. We're going to be using both a silver Sharpie for the big details as well as a silver Uniball gel impact pen for the smaller details. Now that the trap is done, it's time to move on to the pedal. I think it's time to call this baby done. Let's go trap a ghost. If we're being honest, part of me felt terrible for altering and modifying a 32-year-old toy and piece of history. But let's be honest, this thing looks absolutely badass post-modifications. I honestly couldn't really be happier with it for the money and time spent on the project. As usual, ladies and gentlemen, if you enjoyed this video, please let me know I'm doing a good job by giving it a thumbs up. Thank you all for watching, and we will see you next time.